podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
MVT PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 11, The Call. And, yeah, it's another weird one.
That definitely took a step backwards, but I knew it was going to. It's just very odd. It doesn't fit.
I love holodeck episodes. They're some of my favorite, even though, like, you know, it's just because, like, it's a break from the sci-fi, you know, they can do something weird, something like old time in the past, something fantasy. But this is like a serious situation, and because with this overall plot, this is the only problem with Destiny with Discovery is you have this overarching plot you have to put everything around, so you can't have these other elements that make Trek because they feel out of place.
See, the thing is, the problem is when every season you have a big story to do it because you can't do individual stories because it comes out of place. It doesn't fit.
See, this would have been something that if this was removed from the burn, if this was removed,
that would be interesting.
So this would be a lot more interesting. But since you have all of that to deal with, it just feels okay. It makes you feel like the actors wanted to wear different costumes.
Yeah, the costumes. And the thing is, why does everything in Discovery have to be galactic level emergency? Every time, every season. Every season there's something new like that. I don't like it.
And we just have a bunch of plot lines going on at once.
Oh, very...
There's stuff that it's... like I keep saying this the whole entire episode. I'm like, well, that's nice, but I don't care. Well, that's nice, but I don't care. So, we open up and we start right where the last episode ended. So this is like during the
wake of Giorgio.
Yeah, of that wonderful person who only was responsible for the deaths of billions, but who cares? We love her because she was on my ship. So everyone's like being nice and talking and having fun. And this is the thing. This gets classified as this is nice, but do not care.
Yeah. Yep.
Stamets is talking to Adira and doing the whole thing where you have us, you're part of the family, all that good stuff.
Yeah, interact with the people here. You can do that.
But we see Gray, so she's starting to Adira is starting to see Gray, so Gray's back. And I do like how Stamets is like being dad. Oh, if we weren't here at this wake, whatever, I'd give you a piece of my mind, mister. You know, so it's nice.
But I thought the only thing I was a little curious is he here? Okay, really here? Okay, now I'm going to talk to him. That was
again, it's nice, but who cares?
Yeah,
who cares about Adira's relationship with her boyfriend?
Especially not right now.
Who cares?
It's crunch time,
Who
guys.
cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? So Adira's having a conversation with Gray in the middle of a room with a bunch of people. So she looks like they look like a crazy person.
Yeah. I'd say, can you do this later after everyone's gone? 'Cause it makes me look like I'm a psycho.
That's why in the beginning when Adira was seeing Gray, I thought, oh, it's in their head, and it just when Adira's talking, it's like, oh, she's having a
talking to yourself.
Yeah, and it's just more just like she's just kicking back, and it's just up.
No, you're really talking out loud.
So everyone's looking around like, what the hell is Adira talking to? But of course, everyone just understands.
Of course they do.
But he apologizes for just disappearing on her because he's like, this is all weird for me. It's not supposed to be like this. I'm supposed to just be part of your consciousness, but not like this where I can...
Well, because this is someone you love, and plus, like I said, she's a human, so that changes everything.
So that's why he just feels out of place, and he's like, it feels like I'm alive, but I can't interact with anyone. You have no idea how that feels. Where I can walk around and I'm at this party, but no one can see me. He's like, I literally feel like a ghost.
He's going to have to realize he's going to probably be like that until she dies. And then he'll be able to go back in the consciousness of the other.
Again, this is nice, but who gives a flying F about Adira's like boyfriend when you have the burn and all this other crap going on? That's more... If this was episodic... Oh, this is the Adira episode where she's trying to.
But they don't do that.
No, but that doesn't happen in this.
No,
series.
they never do that.
So we have that weird scenario. Stamets gets a report. They got some scans from the where the burn took place, or that ship that crashed, and there's a life sign. And they start to figure out, okay, how can this thing be alive? That lady who was the captain, she had a baby, so that it's the child that grew up.
So we realized Kelvin can live a long time.
It's like 128 years or some ridiculous number. And we saying, oh, those marks on her forehead, that wasn't radiation burn. That was because she was pregnant. So I guess that's what happens when they're pregnant. Mm-hmm. So Suru's like, oh, we have to go save that kid. But then we start getting into this whole situation where is Suru putting his Kelpian pride ahead of everything else? But the fact that it's a Kelpian, it just seems like he's putting too much... He's putting that ahead of everything else.
Yes, he
and
is.
And even Michael's starting to look over at him like, look at that concern. She just looks like, oh,
Yeah.
geez, is he making the right decisions? Because let's make a jump straight to where that place is. But there's that big nasty nebula out there, so it's not like they can just jump in and, oh, let's go on a rescue mission, because like the radiation levels are like through the effing roof. So as soon as they enter the freaking thing, their shields drop 30%. And this is future shielding.
Yes.
If this would have been the old Discovery, they would have instantly died.
They'd have been liquefied.
Yeah, it's like they blow up.
It'd be like us going into NASA's ship and going close to the sun. Like, it ain't gonna happen, Jack. You're gonna be gone.
So they're getting jacked up, and they're like, oh, shields, and like everything's like, it's basically, they're not gonna be able to survive in here. So they're trying to get scans, they're trying to get closer, but then Michael keeps looking over at Suru. Okay, we gotta pull out. But he's like, no, we have to get closer. We have to rescue that life sign. But Michael's like, yeah, and rest the whole entire ship and kill everybody? Like, she's not saying that, but you can see it in her eyes. She's like, Captain. But then Book comes with the idea, I'm a smaller ship. I can get through there quicker. I can make it happen. So, okay, Book goes over there, and he's going to make it through there. And that's true, but how does Book's ship have better shields than the freaking Discovery?
That's insane. And they got upgraded.
How's that even
I
possible?
mean, he's just a
Scout.
emergency scout guy. He wouldn't have better shieldings. Like, it'd be quicker, yes, but would that really affect from the radiation?
I don't know. See, there's like little things like that just make me go like, huh? Whatever.
So dumb.
So he's making his way through there, and he's getting closer. He's getting life signs and everything, but the radiation is starting to really affect him, like physically affect him. He's starting to get like that woozy vision. So like, man, the radiation must be in freaking tense.
Yeah, it must be bad. He gets the coordinates. Okay, here's the life sign on the ship. Okay, get out of there.
Yeah, now I can find a pocket of area to where you guys can jump back in
and be a little safer
and last a little longer.
Yeah.
So he's like, "They're okay, Book. You got to pull up," but he kind of passes out. But the autopilot engages and it pulls him back, which is cool because if without autopilot, he'd have been dead.
Yep.
So it's so funny because the cat's still on there. I'm like, that cat would have died of all that radiation poisoning. Which would be really funny, but of course the cat doesn't die. So he makes his way back, and we get a scan of the planet. It totally looks like the Death Star. Look at the little circle.
It does. It does. Oh,
what the hell? But we find out that this planet is filled with dilithium. Like, the whole effing planet is dilithium.
Oh, yeah.
So, holy crap. This is like the gold mine of gold mines.
But if you can get that through that radiation.
Because if they can get that planet mined, that's lithium for the whole entire fleet again.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. So now, not only do we have the Discovery, which has a spore drive, you have a dilithium planet. So this is going to be A1 priority for the Emerald Chain. So I'm like, oh, geez, but they're trying to figure out, okay, we have to go back and, save this person. I'm like, we're risking a lot.
Yeah.
But we can get answers for the burn. We can save this life form. There's a lot of things that can happen.
Yeah, and he ends up talking to the Admiral.
Well, yeah, then they have to basically give all that information to the Admiral, and he's like, a whole planet of lithium. He's like, man, that's good news. We can use that. Then he's like, oh, there's a life sign down there, and it's he's like, okay, how's that possible? He's like, well, it's a child, so the kid would have no knowledge of what happened.
No,
he might have been 3 or 4 or 5 years old maybe when the burn went off.
Maybe.
So it's good to save him, but he's not gonna have any like knowledge.
No.
Of what happened, but he literally has been living by himself for 126 years.
Yeah.
So with no real people interaction. So I'm thinking to myself, he's either going to be like a crazy hermit or he's going to because could you imagine that? Like from age 5
you'd
alone?
be insane. You wouldn't know how to interact with people. Would you even know how to talk? Would you even know how to, if you were really by yourself?
But he was like, oh, I'm going to go down with Michael and Hugh, the doctor. But he's like, so who's going to be your captain? Oh, my first officer here. And then he looks over at Tilly like, so what?
Her?
This was like, I don't know about her. But look at that level of concern on his face. It's ridiculous.
That should be our thumbnail.
Yeah, he's like,
Really? Really, Suru? This lady? This one who was a cadet?
But he's like, okay, whatever. Get down there and figure out a way to mine this planet, save that person, and, But I want to let you know, the Emerald Chain is at Kaminar, his home planet. He's trying to draw you out.
Yeah.
The Emerald Chain's trying to get you to expose yourself because she knows that would get to Suru that because technically they can just bombard the effing F out of that planet and
destroy what's left. Yeah.
So I don't know. But he's like, nope. He's like, well, we can go there right now. He's like, you got to stay here. This is more important than that. See, and then we're starting to get that. Is Suru going to let his feelings overtake what he should do?
Yeah.
And it's kind of showing, but he's like, don't worry, Captain. I'm going to send fleets out there and we're going to protect the planet. Okay, good. So you do what you got to do. Good luck to you, Tilly. We get back. Then we have like these little moments. Again, they're cute. They're nice. But who fucking cares? Buck's at medical because he had all the radiation stuff. So he's going to be fine. They had to do some like DNA rebuilding or something like that. And, oh, the cat needed it too. Who cares?
I know,
Who cares about the freaking cat?
He even talks about his paw, whatever.
Oh, yeah. She's been favoring her left paw. Can you please take a look at it? I'm at a damn vet, but whatever. Then, oh, did you miss me? Oh, yeah, I missed you. These little moments.
If I care more about the characters, it would mean more. But
Yeah.
I don't. I'm sorry.
But he's talking to Michael, and then Michael's like, okay, but I'm going down. He's like, oh, you can't do all the radiation. She's like, no, I have to do this. I have to go with the captain. And then she's concerned about Suru. That is he going to make the right decision? It's like, are they setting up Michael to be the captain?
I know.
Are they setting up Michael?
I hope not, but they probably are, because she's got to be captain. You know that.
I think they're setting up to be captain because they're setting up Suru to like.
But I love how Burnham's mistakes are okay, though. Mm-hmm. But I got to keep pointing
I started war with
Suru's.
the Klingons. Yeah, I try to kill my captain, but I'm Michael Burnham. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
Then I do. All these conversations can be knocked down by like 5 minutes. Stamets and Hugh are talking, and he's like, I'm going down to the planet with the captain. And Stamets like, no, you can't go down there, all the radiation and everything. But you don't understand, I'm a doctor. There's a life sign, a life I can save. How the hell am I going to call myself a doctor if I don't go and try to save this life form?
And that's your Starfleet officer. You risk yourself. That's the whole point.
And he's like, I got to be there for Saru, and I got to be there for that.
And I got to do it for myself, too.
Yeah.
To prove that I can do this.
I'm a doctor.
Doctor, yeah.
So that was nice. So they get their little goodbyes. And I do like how Stamets is like, but you have us here. You have Adira. So it's like their little family. The two gay guys and a non-binary kid. I just did the most progressive family.
2021, everyone. There you go.
So we need more feel-good stuff, right? We get Michael and Tilly.
This is even worse.
This is the dumbest of the conversations.
By far.
Okay, we're going to be jumping about 10 minutes. Need to sit down, girl. Let's have a talk. Brought to you by Lifetime.
I know. We paused and we knew exactly what was going to be a relevant conversation.
So they're talking and everything, and it's not even about Michael going down and doing this dangerous mission. It's about, are you ready to sit in the captain's chair? Well, maybe you don't make an ensign, freaking first officer when they haven't been a lieutenant or anything.
Especially in this situation.
She hasn't led an away team. She hasn't done anything.
No.
But I remember when I had to take comms, I don't think I breathed for the first 15 minutes. Or what did she say?
Oh,
like
5 hours,
shift.
32 minutes, and 17 seconds.
I didn't even blink once. That's so funny. You know the exact amount of time.
Yeah, we're in a dangerous situation here. This isn't the time to be laughing.
This
This isn't like, Tilly's going for the command program and this is training. No, this is actually serious.
Did you know, even Captain Jojo felt the same way too. Did you know underneath the captain's seat there's like a little burr, because there was I guess there was a little malfunction in the building of it, so it has a little imperfection. Mm-hmm. Whenever she felt that she needed to focus, she would just run her finger on that, and then it would because it would poke you, and that would bring you back, something to focus on. Mm-hmm. And you would think Captain Jojo was such a great, wonderful captain. She actually rubbed it so much it's just round now. So that's how often she felt like she wasn't doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But as captain, you got to do it. It's, again, like I said, it's nice, but who cares?
If this was a 30-second conversation, no,
it's
5 minutes. It's just wasting
this
time.
This episode's nearly an hour. It's 55 minutes.
You could have this done in 35 minutes.
So, okay, so if you ever fell out of place, just put your fingy on there. Whatever, who cares? Moving on. They make the jump. They're right next to the planet, and they're getting ready to jump down. Time sensitive? They said that the shields are getting knocked down, hella hardcore. Yeah. So, you think they would get things going?
No.
They're going there. Okay, we're gonna jump down. Tilly, the columns are yours, and everyone's looking over like a big ass cheesy ass smiles. You're captain now.
The shields are going down. Hurry the F up. This is not important.
Big smiles.
This is what you do when someone becomes office manager that you really like, not captain of a ship that radiation's kind of start coming in and kill us all.
So they're all giving her big ass cheesy ass smiles because she's not sitting down yet. But they're like, "It's cool. You're the best captain ever."
Okay. Get out of there.
She sits.
Out of there. Get out of there.
And she sits and looks around.
I know.
Sits and looks around.
And the shield can get down to 10, 5%. We're going to die soon.
Yeah, breaches on decks 10, 12, and 14. She's sitting there smiling. Move your ass. So they jump out of there. Thank you. So the plan was jump into the planet, jump out, repair the shields, jump in, get it.
But you find out later that this is important. They needed those shields to be up. See, they probably lost shielding.
They lost time here.
Yeah.
Because this is another 5 minutes of smiling like an effing idiot.
This is not the time for that. It's not like you're leaving space dock. Yeah. Stop acting like that.
Yeah, you're not detaching from and it's safe.
Yeah.
This isn't safe.
You know, like in the first episode of Orville when he was first leaving thing, that's fine, but not in this situation. I couldn't see Mercer just sitting there.
When Mercer had that cheesy ass smile on his face and he finally got to be captain, because they were leaving a safe place and they were going out.
Fine.
This is like captain, and when you're like in a kid situation where people can be killed and died, and the shields are falling.
Yeah, exactly. Not the same thing.
So this is where everything goes crazy. Now, remember, like in the last episode, we had the gate alien. So we get another kind of like, whoa, crazy situation where if there wasn't the overall impending doom of the Emerald
This could
Chain,
have been interesting.
This could have been interesting. So they transport down, and then we see like a red cloak. I'm like, who the hell's this? Michael Burnham turns around, and I see she has like trill marks. I'm like, what the f is going on?
Yeah.
Turns around, we see Hugh, and Hugh is a Bajoran.
Mm-hmm.
What the F is going on? So they're both like, what's going on? You don't look like you like became a different species. And then we see Saru, but his feet are normal.
And then right there, Crimson's like, yeah, but
It's just the guy without the makeup.
Yeah.
Remember how they did that with Isaac?
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, guys, stop stealing ideas.
Yeah, but the guy was cute and endearing. This is just odd.
So we get to see what the real actor looks like. And he's like touching his face and everything. Oh my goodness, I'm not the. And then he must have been so happy he didn't have to wear makeup.
Oh, I'm sure he was so glad. Oh, thank you.
Here's the thing. I think Saru's makeup job is perfection.
Oh, yeah.
It looks so good.
I just wish he was on a better show.
But they kind of make him into a, I don't know, like a weak captain in this episode.
Yeah, this one he took a step back.
So they're like, what's going on? They're like, oh, we're on the planet, and it doesn't look like what the planet should look like. Where's all our equipment? And they're looking around. Well, maybe this is like a simulation. So he tries to like say computer and program. He's like doing it in different languages. He's like, well, I guess it's not working. Well, maybe we do have our equipment, but it's like disguised to look like something else. We don't even have it. So they probably do have all their radiation medications.
They have no reason. They can't see it though. And then he says, he's a good point. He goes, if we were on the planet, we'd been dead already. The radiation would have been so great, we'd have been dead.
Yeah. So there must be.
Please be on the ship.
We have to be on the ship. So yeah, when they get done,
they'd be 9 seconds.
It just cuts to the scene from freaking Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I know. Well, that's in it, Burnham.
Or Total Recall.
Oh yeah, when he's outside the Mars, yeah. His eyeballs are all popping out.
That actually scared me as a kid because it's so weird looking. Anyways, so they're walking around and they're starting to suspect, okay, this must be some type of simulation. They see like a program like teaching something, and they find out it's a simulation. Nice way to give us a mystery and then solve the mystery in 5 seconds.
Yeah, this should have at least been 5 minutes. Now, that's funny. That's the first time this should have been longer. I never said that about this show, to stretch something out, and they didn't do it.
Because they just solved the mystery, because we see like a lady talking about like plants or something, and it's like glitching and stuff. Like, oh, okay, they're in a simulation.
Oh, yeah,
okay, problems. Okay, mystery solved. Thank you for all that, like what could be possibly happening, and they just piss it away. But the program is like all damaged and everything. Like, man, being around all this radiation and all these years, you'd think these programs wouldn't even function at all.
No.
But I guess they're still kind of working.
But I'm thinking maybe 900 years of technology, probably. Maybe
they see like a giant tower. Like, oh, I guess we have to go that way. And again, it looks like a hive thing from Destiny.
It looks like the hive moon from Destiny. It does, literally.
So they're going to make their way there. They walk inside, and it's the scene from Labyrinth, the NC Escher staircases.
So bad.
It's so cliche.
Not only that, literally it looks like something like, like it looked like they took off the set of Labyrinth or Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5 when he's going to the child, making fun of Labyrinth. That's what it is. Look, it could be the same set for all we know, honestly.
But it's just that NC Escher...
Stairs are going sideways, upways, downways, sideways, yeah.
Whatever. So they're walking around, they see some like... There's like this weird creatures flying in the sky.
Yeah.
Like these giant like whale thingies.
I don't know. They look so out of place. This just looks so weird.
They see some looks like ritual little setups and everything, and then okay, what's all this? And they see the person, and it's an adult Kelpian, but the Kelpian's like, who are you? And just by the way that he's talking, I'm like, oh, it's like he has like a kid brain.
Yeah.
Because he's never interacted with real people, so even though he's an adult, he's not going to act like an adult.
Man, 120 years.
Because he's scared, because he doesn't recognize these people.
No.
So he's like, what program are you? Then Saru's trying to explain, my name is Saru, this is Michael, and we're here to help you. No, you're not supposed to be here. And they're like, we're here to rescue you, stupid.
Yeah.
But he has no idea about rescue. He has no idea about the outside world. It's like the people in the cave.
The analogy.
That analogy, like, well, if a kid grew up in the cave and you show him a picture or a shadow.
Or the shadows. You think the shadows are real and the people are fake.
Yeah, like the shadow of the sheep. They would think the shadow was the sheep and not like an actual sheep. Because they wouldn't have any concept. So that's basically what's going on here a little bit. he's getting all scared, and they're trying to help him, and he just kind of takes off and runs away. And like, what the hell was that? Then there's like this big door, literally right out of Destiny. Remember, like in Destiny 1, when you went to the Hive underground, and there was those 3 symbols that have to break open before.
Oh
you...
yeah.
So it's just like that, and the door starts shaking, and it's all scary. I'm like, this is so not Trek. I don't care.
Because it's so out of place.
It's so out of place.
And it can believe me, it gets worse as this episode goes on.
Like, okay, there must be a giant monster there. It's again, it's just like in Destiny opens up as the giant ogre. Remember the one that's just a big beam?
I want someone to take these scenes and like put music to Destiny or Labyrinth and it'd fit right in.
So
how ridiculous it is.
So if the doors break open and he ran away, so they come up with the wonderful idea. Hey, Michael, go in the room with the big scary thing that was trying to break down the door, and me and Doc are gonna go after the kid.
No, we're not going to the scary thing. We don't know what...
Guys...
First of all, we don't know if the hall safeties are off.
We don't
know anything.
Yeah, we don't know it was a goal. It's still a program. We don't know if these things can kill you because you can die in a holodeck if the safeties aren't working.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's the thing. Let's all split up and look for clues. It's the effing Scooby-Doo. Let's stick together.
So dumb.
Weird.
Because you can't even use your equipment, so you can't use anything.
They can't even contact each other.
No.
So if they're dying, you can't let us know about it. So that's what they're going to do. Michael's going to go in the room with the big scary monster, and they're going to go look for the survivor. He's lone survivor. We get back to... God, my mind wants to say Enterprise. We get back to Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And they're running around trying to get things fixed. And we have to... Because of course, Stamets wants to go save his husband. So he wants everyone to, come on, guys, let's move. And, everyone's doing their best. And he's talking... And then we get one line from... Jet Reno. Oh, did you invert the... What do you think I'm doing? She had to have her sassy shit remark. At least one.
Oh, yeah, of course. Always. She always does that.
I'm on it. That's all you need to say. No, I gotta be schnitty.
Yeah, you can just know. She has to take it to the next level of crappiness.
So they're trying to get that working, and we have the comms are still kind of working. So because Stamets had like a constant connection.
Because that's what he told him to do.
Yeah, so you can listen in. And it's like, Discovery, we found a survivor. We're trying to, if you guys can hear this, we're trying to work our way through here, but it's all garbled and kind of messed up. Then, they hear that, so they're thinking something must be wrong because they kind of heard, the door slamming from that monster. So they're probably thinking, what the F is happening on this planet?
Yeah.
So we got Tilly, and this is crisis, kind of mini crisis mode, because they get a signature of a ship.
A transponder, yeah.
And it's a Federation signature. Then the first thing I thought of was yellow alert. Let's go straight to yellow. Let's be ready for anything because ships don't just show up. No. Not anymore. Not this time. And they're like, oh, geez, scan for planets. Is there any M-class planets here? None. Then, if they would have been out here this whole time, they would have already left.
Yeah, Booker's trying to give her advice. I know how this region goes. There's no way there'd be Federation ship out here like that. No.
And unless they would just so happen to be going by, but they weren't responding.
Yeah, they would be trying to get back home to Earth or be doing something if they were left over. So, yeah.
So we have that. Tilly has to start making captain decisions. We get back to the simulation. We're with Stamets and Doc, and they see like a hollow projection of when Kaminar joined the Federation, so the Kelpians. So it's like the congratulations, and I kind of like these uniforms a little better than the ones they have. No, this other hat's kind of because it has more color.
And they're probably from 100 some years ago, but they look a lot better.
I like color.
Yeah,
I like to see the red and the yellow. See, the new ones, it's only a tiny bit of color. But these holograms are still kind of jacked up. And they know that these people are from the outside. They're rescuers. And they're like, oh, welcome here. You are from the outside? Response, yes or no. So it's kind of screwing up. Mm-hmm. And then it explains what's going on. It's like, the child was born. It was, we were the different programs to teach him things. So, there's history, there's science, there's survival. So, this whole thing was set up to raise them. But this goes to show you need real people.
Yeah, you do.
You can't just have holograms.
No,
but isn't it just me? But didn't the Doc from Voyager seem more real than these holograms?
Of course they did.
So, why weren't these holograms to his standard?
No, this should be even better.
I know.
Because this should be way more complex. We're talking in the year 3100. Remember, his holometric was made in the year 3000, so they don't have... Holodeck should be able to leave the holodeck. The hologram should be able to leave and do their own things at this point. And they seem like, we're like the standard holograms like you see in generic movies. That's what they seem like.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Because shouldn't these things have more personality? I guess maybe they broke down over time.
But we've seen holograms that haven't broke down
I know.
back like that. And
so there's are you rescuers or not? Or do we need to activate like protection protocols? Like, no, we're rescuers. We're here to save the child. We have to find him. So like, oh, hooray! And they start clapping because it's like a celebration thing. But it's like, okay, don't need to clap. We need to fix this situation.
And they're clapping like with Jordan's clap too, which is weird.
But it was
like
it was I want to say like it was a polite clap.
yeah, but that's how Bajorans clap though. It makes it funny. One hand over the other.
So now they kind of starting to piece things together. What's going on here? What this whole situation is? Okay, it's a survival training program, and they were asking him how was he staying alive this whole time, and I guess they've been using like how did they have? What did he eat? They never did. They explain it?
Not kind of, not really. Bobby gave him food. He'd have to have food. He couldn't survive.
They must use like something where they just synthesize like minerals and everything. But whatever. We get back to Michael. She's in the scary place with the scary area with all the noise. She's starting to like hear things and she's looking around. I'm like, this is an alien movie, not a Trek.
Yeah, it's
thing.
we're starting to get so far removed from Star Trek at this point. It's ridiculous.
So we see the monster and it's impressive looking. It's like a ghost like thing, but it has like a face of glowing eyes.
It has that wraps all over it.
I do like the way it looks. It's just not Trek.
No.
Remember the goop monsters that the Kelpians were like their masters?
Yeah.
Similar, but more ghostly.
Yeah, but see, the goop monsters fit in Star Trek. This didn't.
So it's like chasing after her and she's like running away, but then she all she has like a rock. She didn't have any of her phaser or anything. But then it doesn't attack her. I'm thinking, was this thing programmed to scare and not to actually hurt?
I think so.
Because I don't know if this thing could actually hurt her.
No.
But she kind of puts her hands up and everything and it looks at her and then it kind of like skirtles away. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then she's like literally running up the stairs.
Yeah, and then
it's just so not Star Trek.
Whatever. It's ridiculous. So she's running up the stairs, still looking for what's going on. And all the scenery is very, it's just spooky and scary. And then...
That could be the Kelpians' way, but still, that's, I don't know.
Then, for no reason at all, she gets sucked up into the air.
She falls, but then she goes up.
Yeah, like it scared... Oh, yeah, it scared her off, like, the stairs. And I was making the joke she's going to be like the Goblin King and do that weird little... Remember?
Not before she's all like this, Dan. You take so far...
For you. So she flies into the sky. Stop me if you feel like this is just 100% Trek. So she flies into the sky and like, well, there... Whoop, she's gone. So whatever happened to Michael...
So if she's okay, then the Hall of Safeties must be on then.
Yeah.
Because why she would be dead at that point.
Get back to Discovery and, okay, the ship is entering our area. They're not responding to any hails. Then Tilly's like, hey, scan around the ship. Oh, there's all these different stuff that wouldn't be a Federation ship. It's like, it's not a Federation ship. They're just using fake Federation transponders. It has to be the Emerald Chain. So it has to be Osira. So how did they find him? How did she know that she came here?
I don't know.
And they never explain how that happened. I'm thinking, remember in the last episode, I don't know if it was the episode, the one before that, but when Book used that little device.
Transporting thing, yeah.
And then the Admiral's like, why did you use that? It's their technology. What if they could trace it? Oh, they're not going to be able to trace it. Maybe they did.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Oh, Book isn't betraying him.
I don't think it's Book, but what about the Admiral?
I hope not.
I pray to God the hope. God, that would just...
What's the point of making the Federation if he was going to do that? What to gain what?
We had to make a deal. These are tough times. I can see something like that happening.
Oh, hope not.
So they're like, holy crap. They're right here. And they pull up and it's that giant ship of hers.
Yeah.
And, they're hailing them. And it's like, oh, okay, what's that thing? And she keeps rubbing that stupid little thing under the chair.
You know what it looks like? It looks like those bolts you find like in the old Pong machines that they used to rub to get a free game. It's a little stiff bolt.
Oh, you know what's so funny? I wonder if you go back and look at the ship and see if it actually still has that, like in a previous episode, if that little bump is there.
See, that would be cool if it did, but I don't know with them. Maybe not.
So we get back to Michael after being vacuumed into the sky. And she's
falling upside down, right, like to the sky. It's so weird.
But she wakes up, so she disappeared, and then she wakes up here, and we see the survivor. And he's like, I don't recognize you. What program are you from? And then Michael does like the thing like, yes, I'm a program, but she's going to try to like talk to him. Mm-hmm. Because she's starting to realize this is very childlike behavior, so she's going to talk to him like how you would a child. She's like, oh, I'm from a different program. Because he's like, oh, are you survival? Are you this? Are you science? She's like, no, I'm for social skills. Yeah. So and he's like, oh, that's different. And first he's like doesn't want to do it, but he's also curious because he hasn't seen anyone new in a long time. Yeah. And I guess she's soft stepping. She's trying to get a little bit of information, trying to figure out, okay, I'm going to adapt like how you do it with the child. You want to keep them calm, but you also need to guide them to where you want them to
Yeah,
go.
if you need something important from them, you have to be, yeah.
So she's like, oh, what about the other programs? Oh, there was a whole bunch of other ones, but they all just stopped working. So I guess there was a bunch of things about. I could not believe the mother wouldn't have said, oh, yeah, by the way, there's going to be rescuers are going to come for you one day. You have to be prepared for them. But I guess it's been so long.
100 and some years. That's
because
a long
he even
time.
talks about how, oh, you're obsolete. I don't need you because there is no outside. Because he's been in here for so long. He probably
doesn't
thinks the whole universe.
But it could be a myth.
Yeah.
But or it's dead. That's what he thinks. It's dead and gone.
But then, just like you do with the child, oh, okay, I'll just go away. No, stay.
Because he wants someone to talk to.
Something different. We can still run the program and just like a little kid. This reminds me so much of my nephew. It's ridiculous. You have to trick him into learning. So like she's able to start talking to him and she has that all because for all that it's worth, Michael Burnham does have that nice smile.
Yeah.
Like she looks like a teacher. She could be a good school teacher. She has that personality that works really well with that. So I'm like, okay, she's gonna start getting stuff out of him. Get back to Doc and Saru, and they get to I guess another program, and it's a Kelpian elder, and Sue was like, oh wow, this must be one of our ancient storytellers. I remember back at home, they sit around the fire and that's how we would tell our histories. And he's like, but I never seen one this old because they got cold, they got killed.
Yeah.
And it's, again, this is nice, Saru, but we got important things.
And he was even trying to remind him, Zero, this is not, we're here for this.
Because look at his face.
I know.
I think Saru would sit with this old man and effing die of radiation poisoning.
He would.
I think he would. Are they setting him up for him not to be captain?
I hope not.
God, no.
Man, they're setting up to be the Admiral. Wouldn't that be funny because the Admiral? I'll accept that, but if they hit Captain, I'll be mad.
But we see like a little drawing on the wall, and I guess, oh, this must be the family. And the name Sakaar, and I guess it means hope or new light app, because after a tragedy in their culture,
they named their kid Sakaar.
So it's but he's the only hope. So I guess after everything that went down, they named him that, so he would be like the newest, because even after something bad happened, the birth of a child is something good. Yep. So, okay, that's nice. It's nice, but we gotta do
that's it again, the things happening here.
So then they ask the elder, oh, where is Sakaar? We need to help him. Oh, you guys rescuers? Yeah, we're rescuers. We have to save him. But he's like, oh, when he gets upset and he gets sad, he retreats to his castle, his fortress. And they have like a picture of the fortress inside the book. I like how their books are diamond shape. I thought that was kind of fun. I mean, it's different. It's kind of weird.
I think it was diamond shaped too when on our planet, so it makes sense.
So I think that's like their ancient text. So, but at the same time, we need to get the hell off this planet because the radiation poisoning.
Off the ship, yeah.
Yeah. And then we have to get back to Discovery because they don't know the whole Emerald Chain thing with the
they have no idea.
They have no idea that's happening. So we have all these time crunches. Get back to Michael, and I guess they've been learning for a little while, and then Michael's like, good. Do you know what a family is? And I'm not going to lie, I love family aspects of shows. And it's like, oh, a family is a place where people love you and take care of you. And I'm like, oh, that is, that's like the most simple, kind, and sweet way to say what a family is. Yep. And then she's good. Yes, that's a family. Do you remember your family? Oh, well, there was a harvester program and we would go underwater and harvest the kelp. And I love the way the water smelled. Again, like a little kid, like, oh, tell me about the time you went to the water park. Oh. And they're like starting telling you all their things. Their mind's kind of scattered. It's such a childlike way but Michael's trying to get him to maybe recall what happened before the burn, but she's doing it.
But in a way, so he'll maybe give up something that happened.
And she's like, oh, but that program's been gone for a long time, and I don't need it anymore. But he can tell, of course you need that. Everyone wants their family, Yeah. She's like, oh, do you remember your mother? And he kind of does a little bit all this happened when he was like 5. Do you remember maybe being on a ship? And he starts getting really scared and then starts withdrawing. And I don't like this program reset, and then Michael has to pretend to like reset. Hello, and he's like, oh, good. And now it's all back to what it was before. Does he remember, or is it like such a traumatic event in his mind?
He probably doesn't want to remember.
It's blacked that out in his mind. So then Michael's like, oh, I have to apologize. My programming's messed up. It's like, and then tries to like try to go that way. Oh, can you explain to me what happened to how to exit the program? He's like, exit? I don't understand. Oh, in every program, there must be an exit. What is the command or where is it at? And he's like, no, this isn't good. I don't like this program anymore. And he just runs off. So I think he's scared to leave this because it's the only thing he knows. So
as creepy as it looks and how dark
it's home.
It's home, man.
Yeah, if someone lived under a bridge in freaking Ghettoville, Ghetto Town, but it was where they felt safe, it's where they felt safe.
Yeah, and we're talking about a bridge where you can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
You're going to want to stay there.
Because it's where you feel safe. So
but we can see the radiation starting to like burn their skin and stuff because they're starting to get jacked up. Then even the doc sees it, but there's Saru sitting in the elder's lap. Tell me stories. We gotta move.
I know Saru's important to you, but he says we gotta find the kid and we gotta get out of here. And he tells him, "Come on."
Yeah. Then he kind of tells the elder, and the elder's like, "Oh, it's not my job for safety and security. I'm here to tell history." He's like, "But you have to let us know." Then that's when he kind of explains everything. That's when he goes when he's scared and all that. Then he shows him the castle, and then they start talking about that monster. And I guess it is a way for him to like overcome the monster. He has to defeat it, and that's the story they would tell the Kelpians. But since he doesn't have like an older brother or like a mom or a sister to like help him through it, he just runs away from it because he's scared like a child. Then, okay, I'm going to go look for him. You stay with him because Hugh kind of understands, okay, he wants to learn more from this guy, but it's the most unimportant thing in the world.
But I mean, Hugh understands, so Hugh's kind of letting him know, but at some point he's going to say, Captain, we got to go.
So Hugh takes off, but then he's sitting with the elder, and the elder's like, "Oh, do you want to hear a lullaby?" And he does, and he starts singing, and he starts remembering his home planet, the harvesting with his family. And it's sad, and it's beautiful, but you're a captain now.
Not only that, but here's the thing. That's so far removed, that was now over 900 years ago. Those people that you knew are long gone. Even for Kelpians, that's a long time. So you got to kind of, that's the past. You got to move on.
So we see that those little symbols he was building, and those are supposed to be like protection wards, even though they're not, but in the child's mind they are. So they have power within his own mind. So like, oh, so what's going on here? And then he explains like, he has to overcome the monsters. Again, it's like the boogeyman. Every culture has it. It's Mr. Kukui. It's like the scary thing you tell your kids, like, oh, you need to be brave, you need to be strong.
If you go in that room, you got to beware.
Yeah, but imagine it being real though to your eyes.
That'd
be super super creepy. Then they walk out there and they see the tower, and again, this is so sci-fi and fantasy.
I mean, this part when they're walking on it,
because the ground's like connecting and moving. It reminds me of that mid-level part in Destiny where you have to like jump.
Yeah, are they jumping? I want to see the jumping. I mean, Cyril can do it because he can jump really far, but Ryu ain't got no chance.
Yeah, but Hugh hasn't unlocked his double jump yet, so he has to get more experience. It's so... I don't like it.
You have to kill these holograms to gain some experience.
Get back to the Discovery, and they're like, oh, they're hailing us. Okay, put her on screen. And of course, Osira's a bitch, and oh, where's your captain? And then Tilly's trying to do her best, like, oh, I'm the captain. They left you in charge. Oh, let me guess. You're just someone who's up here and you're just everyone's friend. And she does nail Tilly like perfectly.
Of course.
You try to smile at everyone, but you're sitting in that chair and you don't deserve it and you're an imposter and everything. And I do like how Tilly kind of handled it like, oh, this is just a classic projection. I guess it's not just a human trait. You're just trying to say I'm an imposter because deep down inside, you're an imposter.
You're a fraud.
I love like, oh, dang, Tilly kind of handled it pretty well.
Yeah, so the 19th century, we had those things. We talked about those things.
It's nice to know that it's a universal thing.
And then it got her pissed her off. I know it did.
Yeah, something like that. And then this whole thing, instead of letting her talk crap to me, I'll just turn it off.
Yeah, that's true too.
So they kind of have a good back and forth, but then she's like, oh, what I need you to do is, give me your crew and your ship and everything. She's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. You don't know. You may think you know me. You may think you know the Federation, but I'm like, we come from a world school. That ain't happening. You're going to have to kill my ass.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. She stood up for herself. She stood up for the ship. Pretty nice. Get back to the ship. I keep wanting to call it the planet because it looks like a planet, but they're actually just in a holodeck program on the ship. So they get back down to the ship, and again, more scary things, and they run into Michael, and Michael's like, oh, hey, guys. He's up there, and he's like building his little protection things because he's afraid. But that monster thing is still like floating around.
And remember, and the elder told him a little before this, saying he has to beat it and go through, or you're never getting out.
It's like a rite of passage. Yeah. Like, oh, you have to stand up to your fears. That's what this thing's supposed to represent. But he doesn't have that. I'm surprised he didn't have like a program for the family, like an older brother or something.
You would think.
Yeah, and
I think the mom kind of really did not do him a solid here.
Yeah, no, she kind of effed him over.
Yeah, seriously.
Kinda. But again, it's been so long.
What makes sense is, he had a family and they disintegrated because the programs got too old. You could at least said that.
But how come all those other programs were? Again, you could just make something up, whatever.
Yeah.
But so he's up there and that monster's there, and they're like, okay, what do we do? And this is another. I don't know. I don't get this. I really don't get this. The monster's scaring him. Then he like screams, and it like echoes outside of the planet, and it affects the Discovery and the Osira ship.
And then because they're both cloaked at this time,
yeah,
so they can't find each other.
And knocked out their cloaks. His scream emanated out of the planet. This is so stupid.
This is the part that really makes the episode really bad.
This isn't this. What is this? What is that? What is that?
This is something out of like you would see out of Macross. This is not Star Trek.
Yeah, this is so stupid because it started to like make the lithium like volatile on the ship. So I'm thinking, oh my god, did this effing kid cause the burn?
How
With his
could?
scream?
How?
That is so fucking stupid.
What?
It's better than the Federation setting it up because that would have been really dumb. But a little kid's scream caused the burn, and it reached out through galaxies.
Remember
what the f?
Remember when they said that the warp drive was going to eventually disintegrate everything, and maybe that might have caused a burn? Nope, that didn't happen.
It was a little kid scream.
Remember when they had when they said they used that one energy thing, and they had they used the mega particles, and it destroyed subspace everything? Nope, that wasn't it. It was this. A scream.
Remember they even alluded to the Gorns using too much warp in that area? Remember they even alluded to that? Nope, it was a little kid screaming. That is so stupid.
I don't even know how to explain. And remember, it affected the whole galaxy.
Yeah,
the whole galaxy, not just that little area. The galaxy.
Whole quadrants. Wiped out.
We're talking billions of light years across. And thousands, at least hundreds of thousands.
Maybe if they would have said, even if it was just the Alpha Quadrant, it'd be ridiculous. But we don't even know how far this thing went out. No. It must have went super far because no one's even contacted anyone.
You're telling me the Borg want to take advantage of that in 10 seconds?
Yeah, where are the Borg? Whatever.
The Dominion? Yeah, okay.
So they get decloaked, and then of course they get hailed again. And I like how stupid it is. Oh, we found you. No, we found each other. Here's the thing. Then they're like, okay, we have to get ready to jump. We can't let them take the ship. We got to get. So Stamets doesn't want to do it, but it's like we have to. We have to just be on standby, at least be ready to jump. And then Book's like, okay, I'll go down to the planet.
Yeah, like Book is always quick thinking like that.
Book's earning his keep.
Yeah, he is.
Book
Give him his uniform already. Make him a lieutenant.
Book's being the man. I like Book. Make Book head of tactical.
Yeah.
Because apparently they don't have a tactical. And so he's going to get ready to go down there. Then we see Adira like, I need your badge. I'm like, what the hell's Adira doing? Like,
whatever.
So that's going on. So they're getting ready to jump. We get back down to the planet. And then that kid's super... I call him a kid. He's an adult, but he's a mind of a kid. He's all super scared of the monster and everything, but then Seward starts to sing that lullaby song, so it kind of calms him down and everything. And I'm like, okay, so I guess that's gonna keep him calm enough to like, I don't know, stop whatever the hell that screaming was. I don't know. Why don't they just transport him off?
I don't understand that either. Like,
why do they just take the survivor?
Why don't they say, oh, if you do that, I'll destabilize everything and then I'll make another explosion that can make another burn. Do something like that.
I don't know. It's really weird.
No, it's a fantasy thing. That's what it is. It feels like, oh, he had to complete the quest.
So,
dang.
Tilly and Osara are kind of going back and fucking jawing at each other. And, oh, you're not, my torpedoes are bigger than yours. And then she's like, oh yeah, but last time a little tiny scout ship made you run with your tail between your legs. So they're like jabbing at each other, like talking crap to each other, which is pretty funny. But she's still just buying time for Book to find them and get them back so they can jump out of there. Because she doesn't want to leave without them, but might have to.
Yeah, because it's the spore drive. They can't get a hold of that.
So, but as soon as they're able to like pierce their shields and get on board, they're able to
because they were about to jump because they had no choice,
but they're able to jump straight to where Stamets is.
Yeah, and they know about the spore drive. How would they know that?
How do you know what a spore drive is?
I have no idea.
I can understand like whatever propulsion system you have. We're gonna
because Crimson figured out rightly like, oh, they've been all over the place. There's no way, so they must have some technology. But how they know what it was? See, you took it to a stupid place. It doesn't make any sense.
So they just take over the ship. How do they get?
Where's security? Security.
How do they transport to their shields?
I don't. And no other thing is
because their shields got upgraded. Because they had their old shields.
Yeah,
but they have new shields.
Not only that, remember they lost a security officer. They didn't promote anyone else's security. Where's security at?
Nope.
Where's the firefights at? Where's the phasers?
Yeah, remember the thing I told you too? I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if they started a little fight between the Discovery and Osiris ship? I'm like, but know what they do in the show? The two ships just look at each other. They never fly around or do anything.
Oh boy, it's the anti-Orville. They don't know how to do space.
The only time they did it was with the scout ship, and they did that stupid forward-looking camera thing.
Oh, it was so dumb.
Whatever.
When Demmer was like talking to the Andorian. Okay, look in your eyes at the ships.
then the jump doesn't work. And then I'm thinking, evasive maneuvers, let's move our ass, let's move.
No, nothing. They just stand there.
They just stand there while these little tentacle things come out. And I've watched enough Japanese animes to know what's coming next. All these tentacles are starting to wrap itself around
Oh,
the
yeah, it's so
Discovery.
ridiculous.
Move your ass, move. Even if they would have been okay, evasive maneuvers, and then poof, they get hit with the tractor beam or something,
Give me that.
they just sit there.
Why don't they say,
just
oh,
sit
our
there.
engines are completely gone. Even impulse is gone from that blast. Can they just give me a line of dialogue? It fixes it.
Because Detmer does nothing. She's telling him, move your ass. So they're starting to get wrapped up with these tentacle things. They're completely boarded. So they're on every deck and everyone gets captured. And I'm thinking to myself, well, they're effed.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna have to destroy
Well,
this.
I thought Tilly was going to do the self-destruct, but she doesn't do it.
Yeah, because she even threatened it. She's like, I'd
Yeah.
rather blow the ship up before I let you have it. But she did. Right then, I'd be like, Captain's Override Protocol, Red Alert,
Yeah.
whatever. But they don't do it. Again, I remember reading a thing. How many times did they activate the self-destruct of the Enterprise in Next Generation? I forgot how many times they did it throughout the whole entire
I think it was
season.
like about 5 or 6.
How many times has the saucer separated from the body? See, like, there's people who know that
I don't know,
stuff.
it's about 2 or 3 times. That's a lot.
I love it when you just see the saucer part because it's like, what the hell? Because it looks so weird.
Then you go to, and then how many times like Voyager would land on a planet?
Yeah.
That blue alert, they land on the planet.
See, all those little details like that. I think it's super cool. But I'm sorry, I'm not that.
No, I'm not that
gonna
technical.
remember.
I don't. Yeah, that hardcore.
So they're getting screwed. Book finally gets into the area and she's like, Book's like, okay, I'm here to get you guys. Whatever the hell you just did, don't do it again because it almost caused a burn. Like, because it affected all the lithium. And then that's when they come to the conclusion, this boy caused the burn.
That's insane. We were at first when we saw him like, no, that can't be him. And then when they actually confirmed it, we're like, wow.
And this is their explanation. Since he grew up with all this dilithium around him, it like affected his DNA. So he has like control over dilithium. That's
What
like
is he? Is he immune? What is this?
yeah, it's like a mute, that feels like an X-Men Marvel Comics thing. Or like, oh, someone grew up near Chernobyl, so they have radiation powers. What the F?
Guys, that's
No, you just die.
guys. That's the thing, guys. This is so dumb. Like, I can't even give an explanation. I said just some line of dialogue. No line of dialogue can fix that. That's just stupid. There's so many other ways
Since
to do
he
this.
was raised around the radiation and the lithium, his DNA can infect like the lithium. What effing sense does that make?
He's the Magneto of the lithium.
Yeah,
he's
pretty
He's
much.
all floating around the lithium
I'm
around
the
him.
master of the lithium.
I know.
So he can make it explode throughout galaxies.
That's in disguise. That's wonky. That's stupid.
That is so effing stupid.
That is beyond skies.
So that's our mystery. The burn was solved. It was some kid.
Oh gosh, that's awful.
I'd rather have had the 2001 Space Baby ending
I
than
know.
whatever the hell.
What does the space baby think about
What
this?
does the Space Baby think about this? So they're like, okay, we got the hell, get the hell out of here. But then, Captain Saru's like, Michael, I need you to stay behind. You got to help Sakaar, and you're good with children. I'm asking you to stay. She's like, no, Saru, it has to be you. So she's telling the captain what to do. Hooray!
Don't you love that?
But you have a special connection with him, whatever. So he's gonna try to save him, but they only have hours.
Yeah, and then he was gonna say too. Go, guys, you can't say. He goes, maybe we could say another day, but that's pushing it.
She's like, I'll come back for you. He's like, if it's more than a day, don't even bother because
Yeah.
we're gonna be dead.
Yeah. And then that other girl, the young girl, snuck onto Book's
Oh
ship.
yeah, see, but then we get back to Book ship. He's like, okay, whatever the hell you guys are talking about, we need to get off this planet now. Then we see Adira is like he like sneaking in the background. Book turns on, what the hell are you doing on my ship? I'm not asking for permission. I'm gonna beam down there because they need this medicine. She puts the medicine in her mouth. So I'm assuming she knows that the planet. How does she know what's gonna happen on the planet? She has no clue that it's gonna make her look like a different person.
She's no idea.
But how does she know? How did Adira know?
She's gonna look like her lover then. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, it would look like Gray. Wouldn't that
Right.
be fun?
That'd be fun.
But how does Adira know?
I don't know.
How does Adira know?
See, this thing's about this. They don't explain everything. Oh, by the way, on this thing, it changes you because it's a holodeck program. There, line it. I know I keep saying line of dialogue, but that fixes that.
Because wouldn't Adira just went down there with medical supplies, like
Yeah.
holding it,
Mhm.
put it in her mouth, so they know?
How would you know they would disappear, right?
Whatever. So she transports down there, and then Book's like, yeah, you stupid idiot. We got another person to worry about now. Book's like, Michael gets Michael back, and she's all effed up from the radiation, and he runs up to her and everything, and she's like, Suru's staying behind, and he's like, what do you mean? And they're trying to help him. He's like, holy crap, Adira went down there too, but she has some meds with her. With they. That sounds, I'm never going to get used to that. So they're going to live a little bit longer now. Maybe a couple of days.
Maybe.
Hopefully. So they're going to come back for them. they just think, haha, see you later, Captain.
Bob Stewart doesn't die.
So they get back to the Discovery, and they're basically saying they basically got taken over without a single bullet.
Where's the...
Where's Worf when you need him?
I know.
He'd have been messing some fools up.
Worf would have been like, okay, you got my guns, I got my ballot. Okay, you Orions, you're gonna go really party now.
So they have some type of mind control device. Again, how very Trek of you. You put a mind control thing on them, so they're going to control Stamets to use the spore drive.
Yeah, they're going to Federation headquarters.
So they have all the, because again, this ship has everything.
Yeah.
They have all the information and everything. And now they're on the bridge, and of course, she's talking crap to Tilly. And I want to get out of my chair. You're going to have to kill me first. But I like how Tilly was being very strong. And get my chair all dirty. And then she kind of just grabs her and like throws her off the chair. And she's sitting there and just being a bitch. Detmer tried to do something, but they stopped her. So I'm wondering if she sent out a signal or did something. You think anything came of that little like
maybe, hopefully. Hope it's not like another dead end like this show. Like
like they do a thing and then it never goes anywhere.
It goes anywhere. So
they get all stopped, and she's like, okay, we're gonna head to Federation space, and they're gonna once and for all. And she's like, I'm just this whole time I wonder why you didn't just jump, because there must be something on the planet or someone on that planet. So she doesn't necessarily know that thing's filled with lithium, but she knows there's someone important there. But she doesn't stay around because she's going to go attack Federation headquarters.
And apparently, if you have cables connected to it, it can actually make you jump too.
Michael and Book come out of the nebula, and they see that the ship has the Enterprise has the Discovery all wrapped up. And she's like, no. Then it does a jump. I'm thinking, oh, they're going to just jump with the Discovery. But like you said, since they're connected by silly string, they both jump. What the?
I'm ignoring that.
If the Discovery could do that, how come hasn't it been doing that the whole time?
No, yeah, I'm bringing multiple ships. That's so stupid. And that's so funny too about it. It's like it reminds you like when you give a car a charge from a car.
Yeah, like a jump.
Jump. That's what it is. It's a jump, literally, like a car jump.
So they took off, and then Michael's like, no, and that's the end of the episode. So they're on their way thing. The planet. I don't know how they get out of this. This is pretty dire. Unless she's sending that signal gives them something to prepare, but... Well, here's the thing I just thought of. Not saying it's the right thing to do. What if they can weaponize that kid? And literally shoot the ship and make all the lithium explode?
Well, that would be done. That'd be a weapon of mass destruction.
And, but then you have the moral quandary. Is it right to use a living thing as a weapon? In this situation, do it one time.
Yeah, that's true. Here's the thing I would do. This would be mine for the next episode. Why doesn't she says, okay, let's get all the Federation ships, get in there, get all the lithium on the planet, and start giving them the lithium and all their starships. There's no way they could take on a whole fleet.
But can they get through that cloud?
Well, they've done it a couple times. But grab as many as how many lithium crystals you can grab.
But if they're unrefined and everything, I don't even know the process.
Well, but at this point, you gotta get them in there.
So yeah, that's where we're at. I wasn't a big fan.
This episode was like a 4. It just really was all over the place, and the fact that he's the weapon just makes it stupid. Makes him the burn.
He's the thing that blew up the universe. This one kid. What the?
It's not like this is a Q or some kind of high being. It's just a Kelpian. That's all it is.
Yeah, I can understand. They're doing some type of experiment with subspace quantum physics, and that caused some type of quantum rupture that. Something.
Again, I'm glad it wasn't Vulcan.
On purpose.
On purpose. Wasn't Vulcan, or the new name of Vulcan now. Wasn't the Federation, but... Navarre. But this is still pretty stupid.
This is
just a little bit better than that.
While those other things were dumb, they made sense. Like, scientifically, it would make sense in a world of Trek. This is some type of Jedi, Star Wars, Buck Rogers bullshit.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, at some point, why didn't he just get in a thing like Grogu and then contact someone to come get him, like the shielding that goes around him? I mean, that's what it is, folks.
I don't know.
It's stupid.
I know by the time this post, hopefully you can have it before the last episode. We're just a little bit behind, but yeah.
Yeah, we still have this episode and then in the last one.
Yeah.
So
whatever. I don't know what they're gonna do. They make Michael Captain. Ugh. I don't know.
Don't. Now I don't like his first officer, let alone captain.
Yeah, just be head of science.
Oh, look at Cyril. He messed up. I got to be captain now. Is that how it's going to be played?
Probably.
Oh, God.